Okay. Hi, this is Manal, and I cordially welcome you on behalf of Platinum Global Solutions to our series of online interview sessions. We are proud to have you as a keynote speaker at the upcoming conference on AI, data analytics, and the future of e-commerce industry. Thank you so much for taking out time from your busy schedule. So,
Sure, my pleasure.
before we kickstart our interview session, I would like to have a brief introduction about you, your professional career, and your specific area of expertise in which you're working. Over to you.
Okay, sure, no problem. Yeah, thanks for the kind question. So just a very brief introduction about myself. I'm the current head of data analytics at Jakarta Smart City. So in a nutshell, in Smart City, we are trying to implement the latest innovation and technology to solve city problems. So our key emphasis is about the ecosystem or collaboration, because in the city, it's very complex. I mean, even government cannot solve everything. So we need to work together with the industry, with the university, and also with the NGO, yeah, research institution, and so on. So I think in this context, we are also have the interest to really ensure the revival of the economy after the COVID-19 context. So I think that's a very brief introduction about myself. And in terms of my education background, I studied IT and business, but again, I'm keen to apply that in the public sector context, and that's why I studied public policy for my master's degree. I think that's a very brief introduction about me. Thank you.
Okay, that's great. Okay, let's move on to our first question. I'd like you to, so tell me what is your perspective on the current global pandemic situation and its impact on the businesses worldwide.
Yeah, thanks for the question. And for sure, as a government, we are dealing very closely with the issue, and there is a very real impact of the COVID-19 situation. And for us, Jakarta Smart City, we have been working together with the Agency of Health and also other geospatial agency to do the analysis and policy recommendation related to the COVID-19 situation. I think to be open with you, it can be really tiring for us because sometimes we need to really work until late evening, sometimes weekends, and so on, because I think it's the so-called emergency situation. So for Indonesia, you may have seen in the news. So we received or we get the impact since March last year. So it's already ongoing for 8, 9, 10 months. It's not easy for us. Even until now, we haven't really so-called solved or recovered from the COVID-19 context. But again, it is really enriching for me because I can see clearly about the direct impact for the COVID-19, but also about our policy, let's say in economic sectors, transportation, education, social, and so on. So if you ask about my perspective, one thing that I can be grateful, I think this COVID-19 really pushed us as the government to really digitalize our services and our policies as well. So I can see clearly a number of government agencies who are adopting more and more strategic and more exciting digital innovation. I think that's one part that I can really grateful for this COVID-19 situation. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so what do you think about the current direction, the current situation of the e-commerce industry? And what's your forecast based on your expertise? What is your forecast related to it in the post-COVID era?
Sure. Before I answer that question, allow me to give some context. So in the past, I worked in one of the unicorn in the ASEAN countries. So this topic is really close to me because I monitor the startup ecosystem, the e-commerce situation, especially in the Asia region. So I think that's the context. And again, now in Jakarta Smart City, we also have the interest to really foster, to really encourage the development of the digital ecosystem in Jakarta and also Indonesia. So now I'll answer the question. What I can see in the future, for sure, after COVID-19, somewhere around March and April or May, there were turbulences in some of the e-commerce industry with the citizens and so on. But I think as a business, I think it's a good test for them to really ensure that they can innovate, they can go through all these challenges and challenging situations. And I can see clearly some of the examples. I do not mention the name first. Some of the e-commerce companies in Asia, even in Indonesia, they are are growing post the COVID-19 situation. So in this context, I think in the e-commerce companies and e-commerce domain, I can be still very optimistic, and I can see a lot of changes in terms of the consumer or the customer behavior, including us for the government. One now we are also having like the more digital transaction and so on, and we are working also with some of the e-commerce players, let's say, to take care of some of our certain segment of our citizens. I think that's my comment. And in short, I'm very optimistic with the future of the e-commerce industry.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so as a company, if I talk about your company, what changes have you introduced in the operations and the business strategies? And more importantly, how these changes are going to, affect the future landscape of your company?
Hmm. Sure, thanks for the question. And again, for us, we are the data analytics division under Jakarta Smart City. So our most basic or most fundamental role is to help the other team, even the governor, the vice governor, the head of agencies in the government context in Jakarta, to help them to make decisions. So I think in terms of the critical changes post COVID-19 situation is the awareness that data is important. We cannot make a really good impact, good decision without proper data. And now they are more aware that getting the right data is not that easy. Analyzing that data is not easy. Deriving decision based on the data is not easy. So they are more open right now. And again, I have more strategic influence, not to boast myself, but even now to the government level, ministry level, and so on. I can help educate them, and I can try to encourage them to make a better decision based on data. I think that is the most fundamental and yet the most important impact in this situation.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so what are you expecting from this e-conference, and what the audiences can expect coming from
Mm.
you in in your presentation sessions?
Sure. As always, I am always interested to participate in this kind of conference, to be open whatever the topics somewhere related to the innovation, technology. It's my passion. So as always, I am keen to hear and to know other experts in the industry, in the other domains. It's always good lesson to learn for me to participate and to contribute in this kind of event. Then again, for me, for sure, I will present the flavor of the government, which is the smart city, with the flavor of government and also technology. So I hope my audience will be able to appreciate the latest adoption of technology, for example, artificial intelligence, machine learning, video analytics, and so on in the government context, and the way we build the digital ecosystem, in Jakarta, Indonesia, whereby we are also involving the e-commerce players. And for sure, from the government perspective, I will share the high-level policy assessment and also the high-level industry trend. So hopefully, especially for those of you who are not really familiar with the Asia market or Indonesia market, I can give you a really good high-level view, and you may gain or you may, seize the opportunities. Let's say, these opportunities in Indonesia or in Asia. I think that's the brief notes and encouragement for the audience.
Interesting, very interesting. Thank you so much for your time. And it was a pleasure talking to you. We really look forward to looking you and hearing you at our
Sure.
conference. Good luck. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you.